Hey, did you know that over 325,000 people will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year alone? That's right, over 325,000 people, and I'm going to tell you what you and I can do about it. This is Sheila. Welcome back to the Crochet Nurse channel, and if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So yes, this year alone, according to the American Cancer Society and the Breast Cancer Foundation, there will be over 325,000 people, and I say people because men can be diagnosed with breast cancer as well. Traditionally, we're going to see well over 98% is going to be females, but you are going to get a small sliver of men that are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer as well. 325,000 is the estimate for this year alone. Of those folks, 48,000 will be diagnosed in the very early stage of breast cancer where there will be a lump present within the breast tissue itself. And another full 246,000 will be diagnosed when that cancer has already spread to pieces of the lymph nodes. That's a huge deal. Now, that's just in the United States. If we look at worldwide, we're going to get 1.38 million diagnoses of cancer for this year, for 2020, and that's according to the World Health Organization. Those are some big, big numbers, and it can be very frightening. For women, breast cancer is the second killer, only behind lung cancer. So it's one that actually impacts women at a very high and alarming rate. There's some good news though. With breast cancer, we can get ahead of it. We can slow down some of these numbers, and we just need to know the right things to do to get in there and get in there and get this taken care of. So when I mentioned the 48,000, those folks were diagnosed, like I said, with the breast cancer that was within the breast tissue itself, and the other high number was already in the lymph nodes. We would like to flip that, and that's what I want to talk to you about, is how do we do that? How do we get out there and we educate people and inform people to get them out there, to get them moving on this topic? It's such an important topic that it is actually, they made October the Breast Cancer Awareness Month worldwide because it does kill so many women. And the point of that Breast Cancer Awareness Month is to educate and inform women and people in general, educate, inform, and make people aware so they will go in and get early detection. And that early detection is going to be a mammogram. And so that's what this little lapel pin is symbolizing, is the education, awareness, and early detection for the Breast Awareness Month that goes on. And this is one of the things I'd want to talk to you about, is making some of these lapel pins and distributing them. And, you know, a lot of, during COVID, what was going on with the virus is a lot of the elective procedures and testing were canceled. And now that things are lightening up nationally as far as the disease process, it's lightening up a little bit, and we're able to go back in there and get our testing and procedures. Not everybody's going back in because of concerns, and that's legitimate, the concerns about catching the virus. However, we'd want to encourage them to go in, our loved ones, our friends would want to encourage them to go in and get these testings done, because it's super important for this to be done. We want to catch, if somebody has breast cancer, the earlier we can catch that, the quicker we can treat, and the higher the survival rate. Now, don't get me wrong, survival rate for breast cancer is right around 90%. It's really pretty high. The earlier we detect, the better. If it's still in the breast tissue, it's a 90% success rate. If it moves out to the lymph, it drops down to about 86%, but if it goes to metastasize, means it goes to the brain and bone, the chance of survival after 5 years is right around 27%. It really drops considerably, so the earlier people can test, the earlier that it can be diagnosed, the better it's going to be for them in the long term. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is creating some of these lapel pins to be able to maybe distribute those. That's the goal, is, and actually to educate those people around you to have these to have their testing done if they've not had it done within the last 1 to 2 years. And that is the recommendation, is to have, once somebody hits 40 years old, to have the mammogram done every 1 to 2 years, all the way up through. And there's studies still out to determine if the cutoff rate should be 75 years old or not. That's up to a conversation between that woman and her doctor. Some studies will say they can stop at 75. Others say no, continue on getting mammograms until the MD says stop. So we could still see people at 80 years old getting mammograms. So let's talk about making that. I'm going to tag, actually, I'm going to challenge a few of you guys. Like, I've made some already, and in the nature of my business, and you guys already know what I do, I work in nursing, and we already have some of these. I've already given some of these, given them to folks, have shipped them to work, and so they're going to be distributed because our nurses are now going back out to the field and visiting with the elders in the field. And so this is some of the things that they're giving to them, is these little lapels to remind them to get in and get their mammograms done. And so for folks watching who don't have a channel, that's what I would encourage you to do. Make a few of these. And if you have, like if you're going back in, like my son works at a plant, and so it's a perfect opportunity to bring in a handful of these and just leave them on the lunch table. It brings awareness to the area. That's what I suggest for those watching the channels. For those that actually have channels, and I'll tag a few people as far as that goes, maybe they could put out a video talking about this and encouraging their folks to do the same. So for tagging wise, I have a few folks on my mind. One of which would be Darla the Crafty Yarn Owl. She's pretty fantastic. Priscilla over at Distinctive Crochet, her as well. And then Pam over at Pam's Adoring Crochet. Those 3 channels is who I'm tagging to kind of take on this challenge as far as sharing that this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, encouraging people to make these lapel pins, and then leaving them either at their work or around, or certainly at least making one for themselves to wear it, so that way they can have that when they're going out shopping, different things, and so people can see them. As far as making the lapel pin, it's pretty simple, and you'll start seeing the picture coming up. So making it, I used some Karen Simply Soft, and then I also used an H-hook with it and bought some bar pins at Walmart. The bar pins cost like right about $2 or something like that for a pack of 40, so it was really cheap. To make it, I did a chain of 31, and then on row 1 I did a half double crochet in the first stitch, and then single crochet all the way down the chain until the last stitch, and did a half double crochet as well. And then rows 2 and 3 is just repeating row 1. And so it's going to be a chain 1, half double crochet, single crochet all the way down until the last stitch, and do a half double crochet in the last stitch. And it's really easy to make. And what will happen when you get done with that, especially if you use like the Karen or some other thin 4-weight, your end piece will be about 8 inches long, which is about where you want it to get the size that you see me wearing here. So it'll be about 8 inches long. And then what you're going to do at that point is fold it over to get the classic breast awareness little bow here. And then that's where your bar pin will come in handy, and your darning needle is, you're going to stitch the back of it and then put in the bar pin, and it actually turns out quite nice. This here, mine is about 2 inches tall. You certainly can make them shorter, you can make them taller. This is a light color pink, though I got the Karen Simply Soft pink, but various colors of pink will do the trick. So pick whatever you want. Challenging you all to bring this up for folks. Encourage people to get their mammograms done, especially for this month, to start booking them to get them done. If you guys are, like, the holiday season's coming up, it's another opportunity as well. When you're sending out those gifts, you know, throw in one of these breast awareness, so that way, to the females, so that way you get them thinking about it as well. All right, that's what I wanted to share with you. Good luck making the little lapel pins, and I hope to see great success, and we will chat again. Have a fantastic day.